I Am Anonymous, written by I Was Anonymous. Chapter 4, Crime and Punishment, Part 1. Anon's eyes flutter as the sun rises on another beautiful day in Equestria. The sun's rays shone on his face as they did every morning. Except the rays were painfully bright today. Thunderclap is still in Anon's arms, although Anon can't remember how he got there. A headache begins pounding in the front of Anon's head. Anon groans as he realizes he has a hangover. Not the worst hangover he's had, but it's still pretty bad. Anon tries to roll over, but something is holding him in place. He assumes it's the alcohol that is still affecting his motor skills. Anon tries rolling over again. This time, something groans next to him. It's a feminine groan, more than likely belonging to a mare. Anon looks under the covers and sees two white legs wrapped around his torso. Anon jerks around to see which mare is in bed with him. He comes face to face with Princess Celestia. Shock fills Anon's body. "Holy Mother of God!" Anon screams. He dives out of bed and scoots backwards until his back is against the wall. Thunderclap falls onto the floor. Princess Celestia sits up when Anon screams. Her horn is lit up. She whips her head back and forth, searching for danger. "What is it, Anon? What's going on?" Celestia asks. "What the hell are you doing in my bed?" Anon shouts. Celestia's yellow aura disappears around her horn. "You asked me if I'd stay with you until you fell asleep. I decided it couldn't hurt to stay the night with you. Do you remember last night?" "No, my headache and sensitivity to light tells me I was drunk off my ass." "You were." "That explains why I can't remember jack shit about last night. Last thing I remember is sitting on the couch talking to you. Everything after that is vague and blurry." Anon stands up and rubs his head. "You want some breakfast? I've got some leftover fruit salad, and I think I have some coffee grounds left." "I've already taken care of that for you. I sent a message to Twilight early this morning saying that you and I will come to breakfast." Anon furrows his eyebrows. "And she's okay with this? Especially with a last-minute notice?" "I'm sure she is." Knowing Twilight, she's probably in a panicky OCD mode right now. "That's Twilight." Could you step out so I could change for breakfast?" Princess Celestia uses her magic to wear her royal regalia and leaves the bedroom. She closes the door behind her. Anon groans as he rubs his head. He slowly removes his sleeping clothes and puts on his work clothes, even though he isn't going to work. As usual, Anon straps on his K-bar knife, then he makes his bed and lays Thunderclap on his pillow. Anon walks out into the living room. Celestia is standing there patiently. "Are you ready to go?" Anon asks Celestia. The Alicorn princess nods her head. Anon grabs some money from his jar and pockets it. The two friends leave Anon's house and walk towards Ponyville. As they walk into town, some ponies stare as their goddess of a princess walks by with Anon. Others bow before the princess. Celestia nods politely every once in a while to acknowledge their offerings of reverence. The constant looks bother Anon. The reason is that he feels like some of those looks are negative ones. Does he blame them for that? Nope. They consider that Anon mistreated many of them in the first few months, although he's tired of re-establishing his social stance. Most of the ponies accepted, while others didn't. To keep his mind off the looks of the town's ponies, Anon makes small talk with Princess Celestia. "So, did I make any other requests in my drunken stupor?" Anon asks nervously. "Just mention the ones that are appropriate to say in public." "You didn't ask me to do anything like that. The only request you made was for me to sing you a lullaby," Celestia replies. "Could you not sing the lyrics, just the first verse?" As Princess Celestia says the lyrics, Anon thinks back to last night. The song is familiar, but not because he remembers Celestia singing it. The lyrics remind him of a song from back home, a Christmas carol to be exact. The way Celestia says the verse flicks on a proverbial light bulb in Anon's head. "That reminds me of a song we sang at Christmas. The holiday is similar to housewarming, Anon says when Celestia finishes. I remember. The carol is called Silent Night. It was one of my friend's favorite Christmas carols. Could you sing it to me? Celestia asks. You don't want to hear me sing. Combine an out-of-tune saxophone with a little filly screaming, you'll get what I sound like, Anon states. Please, Anon, pleads Celestia. She sounds like a foal begging for candy. Some of the ponies look in their direction, which causes Anon to blush. Tia, no, Anon says sternly. Please? Anon finds this very uncharacteristic of Celestia. She typically doesn't beg. If anything, she never does. Hell, she's a fucking princess. Of course. She doesn't need to pray. One wave of her hoof and a servant or guard performing the requested task. Please, Anon, do it for me? Fuck me, he grumbles. Fine, but don't make a huge deal about it. Princess Celestia nods her head. Anon takes a deep breath. It's been years since he's sung. He knows he's no Michael Jackson or Rick Astley, but he tries his best. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, and all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Oh, sleep in heavenly peace. Celestia is speechless. The song did seem like a heartwarming carol. A smile creeps up on her face. That was... Celestia can't find a word to describe the song to Anon. Shit? No, it was beautiful. The song, or me singing? The song. It was soothing and had a lullaby feel to it. I guess it did. The pair reach Twilight's castle. Anon opens the large doors and lets Princess Celestia walk in first. They walk through the crystalline halls until they get to the dining hall. Starlight, Glimmer, and Spike are setting up the table while Twilight ensures everything is perfect. They don't even notice that Anon and Celestia have arrived. It's only when Anon loudly clears his throat that Twilight sees them. Oh, Princess Celestia, I didn't see you there, she says nervously as she approaches. It's okay, Twilight. Do what you need to do to finish, Celestia reassures. Celestia walks over to a chair already pulled out and sits down. What the hell, Twilight? You act like if you make one little mistake, Princess Celestia will send you to the boiler room of Tartarus. We make mistakes, damn it. It's not like we're perfect. Easy for you to say, Twilight says as she trots off. When a civilian of Equestria, such as yourself, makes a mistake, no one bats an eye. When I make a mistake, it's on the front page of the darn newspaper. Big deal, Twilight. I'm pretty sure Princess Celestia has made more mistakes than you have. Times a billion. Plus, this is a private meeting, not a fucking gala or a social conversation with the purple-collar shitholes in a Camelot. I'm sure she has made her mistakes, but making sure every detail is perfect is just who I am. You can be sweet, loving, and caring, or a self-reliant jerk. Anon laughs as he sits down in the chair next to Princess Celestia. I'll take that as a compliment, thanks. It's an observation, Anon, but you do you. When Twilight is just out of earshot, Anon scoots closer to Celestia. Does she ever lighten up? He asks. Just let her do her thing, Anon. Striving for perfection is one of her better qualities. It just makes her OCD as hell. Besides, I don't strive for perfection, and I'm doing okay. Says the one who complains when the wrong amount of coffee is put into a bourbon to make that drink you have every so often. Anon raises his index finger and opens his mouth to say something witty, but he can only agree with her. Too much coffee overpowers the taste of whiskey. Touché. he says. Then Starlight uses magic to teleport 5 plates, with 2 large pancakes in front of each person, in Anand's case. Anand's stomach grumbles as the scent of pancakes fills his nostrils. He grabs the tube of butter and uses the butter knife to spread it on both pancakes. After he butters his pancakes, he hands the butter to Princess Celestia. Anand pours warm syrup over the pancakes until a thick layer is on the plate. Celestia uses magic to set a glass of orange juice next to Anand. He smiles to thank her. Soon Spike, Twilight, and Starlight are seated and begin fixing their breakfast. Everyone eats in silence, until Twilight decides to make conversation. So Anand, tell us about your big rescue yesterday, from your point of view, of course. Twilight says excitedly. Anand looks up from his meal and gives Twilight a big, confused look. Who told you about that? He asks with his mouth full. Rarity told me about it. Sweetie Belle told her when she got home. I'm sure Rarity gave you the unexaggerated details. What do you mean by unexaggerated? Starlight asks. Children tend to exaggerate rather exciting stories. He's not wrong, Spike adds. About time someone here agreed with me. Anand grumbles. I wouldn't have risked my neck in the first place if those fillies weren't dared to try to cross those rapids. Rarity mentioned that some pony dared them to do that, but not who, Twilight says. Diamond Tiara dared them. Twilight's eyes widened. She dared them? Yep, I was going to have a little talk with her sometime today, Anand says. I meant to continue our conversation from last night about your confrontation. Since you don't remember much, I'll give you a refresher on my opinion, Celestia announces. It would be wise to have Filthy Rich, or I accompany you, perhaps even Twilight. It's not that I don't trust that you can confront her alone, but it would be best if we were there. Meaning you don't want me to lose my temper on the filly, and lose my somewhat renewed credibility, Anand asks as he picks up his glass of juice. Well, for the lack of better... Anand raises his hand to interrupt Celestia. Don't beat around the bush, Celestia. I'm straightforward with you. You can be straightforward with me. I'm afraid you'll do something that you'll regret. I'm not saying that you would, but I don't want you to risk it. That seems fair enough, regarding approaching her. I'd like to discuss a plan with her father. Whether or not he agrees to the plan is up in the air. Filthy Rich may be rich, but he's pretty reasonable. He's one of the nicer stallions, Starlight Glimmer adds. That makes things easier, Anand says as he puts a piece of pancake in his mouth. Well, that was that part, my friends. I guess. I don't know. But that is the second time that I've had to sing for a fanfic. Well, technically I did have to, but didn't really have to. Anyway. Sorry for not posting for a bit. It was just a bit delayed, and like I said, I had family up, so... yeah, there was all that. And... don't really want to announce this, but I already made it, so might as well. So, here it is. I have a Patreon now. And for the people that might actually donate, thank you. For the people that just want to check it out, there is free membership, or, well, not even really a membership, but you can check in things out on there for free. There is certain things that'll be on there for free, but of course, it's all just going to be behind the scenes and extra stuff that I sometimes will make. So for the people that check that out, that go there planning on to donate, thank you once again. And everything on those will be, the tiers will have the listed stuff on there, of course, but from there, there's nothing else that I need to announce because everything else has been said on there. Once again, thank you. And I hope you all enjoyed this part and the upcoming chapters. Have a great day and stay golden.